Hello and welcome once again to Shadowrun Paranoia, your little Shadowrun game here with a bunch of us randos kind of trying to figure out how the hell this system works.
I know how it works.
Okay, the GM knows how it works. That's the important person to know how it works.
I would really hope that our GM knows how this game works.
Wait, what's a Shadowrun?
And on that despairing note, once again, I am your beloved host, 360 Mac Gamer, aka in this game, aka Mac, and I'm playing Teach as always. We are joined by our Game Master, Commissar Clem.
Hello.
We have a little red with Cloud. Okay.
Welcome.
There we go.
There we go.
I was wondering, do I need to break out the soundboard or something?
This time.
Though, of course, we got Rasp playing Coin.
Hi.
Then we got Sugar playing Bullball.
Hello?
We got Dozer. Dozer, right? It's with the two O's.
Doozer.
Darn it, I had it right, and then I second guessed myself. Doozer playing Sparky. I second guessed myself.
Got him.
And finally, last but certainly, definitely not least. Never say the Decker is least. Never say the Decker is least. That's when all shit goes down. You have a clip playing as Tetris.
Oh, hello.
Word. Oh, I just figured out how to add ammo to your weapons.
And this is episode 4, everyone, in case you missed something.
It only took me like a few sessions.
Tonight's session is going to go well. You can tell.
Yes.
So should I sort of go over where we left off because it was my character doing it?
Why not?
Alright. So at the end of last session, we had just pulled off a job with optional objectives to a very high standard. That was a good job. And on the way back, after we handed over the assets we recovered for our Mr. Johnson, my character Coin pulled the van into a parking lot and stopped. And that's where we'll be picking up right now.
Good job on the job, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Pointedly watching out the back window, just kind of keeping a lookout.
Figured.
Again, I say van, but actually it's more of a bus. I really should get in the habit of saying bus because that's really what it is.
Yuki's just sitting on her hands, swinging her feet back and forth. As far as she's concerned, nothing's wrong.
Is anyone gonna say something before?
Yeah, I'm just gonna lean back in my chair and say, I take it that you have something to discuss.
I'm gonna start loading my pistols.
I have some things to say that I need you all to hear.
My ears perk up at this, but I don't turn around.
Hooray, I say, not sounding joyous at all.
Yes.
Coin turns around in his chair and looks around at all of you.
Is he still in the cocoon?
No, he would have gotten out of the cocoon about when we pulled in. This.
I just like the idea that he's still in the cocoon. He's looking at all of us, but none of us can see him.
I mean, it is bulletproof.
Yeah.
But he's not too concerned about that right now. I don't think it's bullball proof, no.
Actually, I was looking at it. You might be able to be protected from some of the blunt force trauma. Not all of it.
my damage value is 12. Can you resist that?
It's bullball resistant.
Okay.
Looks around at all of you and waits for anyone else to say anything.
I just turn off all the AR overlays that I was probably looking at all this time and look at him. I don't say anything.
It's times like this I wish I still smoked.
Anyone? Alright. Okay. Look. I know the Shadows aren't the military, so I'm not going to preach a chain of command or any of that stuff. But you know what? You want to know what else the Shadows aren't? A fucking petty street gang, and that's what we've been acting like. I expect professionality from the people I run with, and if you can't show that, I'm out. We don't have to like each other, but personal issues don't belong in the middle of a run. When we're in the field, each and every one of us needs to be confident the team has our back, not worried that they're going to shoot us in the back. If we're going to be a team, we need to act like one. Second of all, we share any and all relevant information the moment we get it. Nothing gets you dead faster out here than not having all the facts. Next time someone keeps something big like that little message from the team, I'm walking or they are. All that stuff said, all the stuff I just said, guess what? Counts double when we're working a cover like we were back there. Are we good? I really do feel like we're all professionals here. We just got off to a rocky start. Are we all good?
I so badly want to have Yuki just hold her hand up and be like, I'm not a professional.
Oh, that's why it's not rolling. Okay.
I just kind of look over and say, I mean, to be fair, she just admitted she was a Yakuza member. In the middle of us using a cover for the Yakuza, got up without warning and proceeded to look like she was going to walk out. I'm not saying they did the right thing, but yeah.
And as soon as you say that she said that she claimed to be a Yakuza member, Yuki's gonna get like visibly angry and just say, I am not a member of the Yakuza.
Member, child of, family's family for the yaks. You don't just not be a yak just because you run away.
The elf factor, though, might make them a bit reluctant to come after her, but, well, give them time. If we make a big enough fuss, they'll come after her.
I wouldn't say it would make it tough for them not to come after her. They will still come after her, but not to capture her, to kill her.
I didn't ask you to justify yourselves. I asked if we're good.
Yes, we are good, in my book.
I just kind of look over at Coin, shrug, kind of like, what? I mean...
At this point, his eyes are very clearly staring down Sparky.
Yuki just shrinks under your gaze.
The shadow is no place for a kid, I say. Maybe it's best if you stop this whole matter now and wait a few years and get better with those sticks of yours.
Actually, I thought about this for a while. By the data I found, it looks like her parents may not actually know where she is. They probably do. They're the Yakuza after all, but it's possible. Have you ever thought about bringing her back to her parents?
Let's not. Let's just not. Because we're a troll, a rare meta variant of an elf, an orc. I mean, I'm human, but three people with no. Just no. You don't walk up to the axe
She
and say,
probably
hey,
would not be very welcome there anymore anyway after she had disappeared for a day or two.
I'd say it's more
I
than
don't know
a
about
day.
that. She's their daughter after all.
Yes, but
I
she
mean,
is not of their preferred type.
I'm just saying, if she keeps associating with us and she gets killed, we're in trouble with the Yaks. Might be an option to prevent that.
Well, why don't we let her decide?
Yuki's going to correct you and say that she actually ran away from the Yaks over 3 years ago.
I think Coin's reasonings. The run is what matters. And if we can't work together on the runs,
I think you cut out.
It might not be working out at all.
I think you cut out like halfway through that.
Yeah, we lost a word somewhere in there. You said coins, and then
Yeah.
picked up like a word
Coin
after that.
reasonings are acceptable, and that we should be able to work together simply so that we survive long enough to keep doing so.
I just look
As
at
far as
Teach at
runs
that
are
point and
concerned,
say,
Red
look,
agrees.
I just say to Teach, look, I'm gonna trust you on this one. It's your team after all. You run. You are our leader after all.
I kind of laugh and
You
shoot a
are
glance
our
over at
leader.
Coin. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say,
I'm lead.
if any one of you people ever pulls guns on another team member again during a run, I'm out of here. I've seen it happen before. I like running with you people. I know most of you as professionals. I throw side glances at Bull Ball. But, you know, I've seen teams break apart about stuff like this before. I'm not gonna go for this again.
Just saying, after we got through that initial rockiness, that went off the highest standard. That was
as soon as Tetris finishes saying about the gun, Yuki's gonna glare at Bull Ball and just say, "And don't call me a Jap. That's racist."
I put my hands up. Sorry.
Coin
I don't sound sincere at all.
Eyes and sigh, just like a deep sigh.
I will be honest here, though. I say, looking over at Sparky. I have half a mind, maybe 3/4 of a mind, to cut you right here, right now, with your share, and not. You don't hide something like, I work with Yaks, or I'm a child of a Yakuza family like Lieutenant, when you're working in the shadows. Especially when you know that we have had gang-related affiliates, Johnsons. You don't hide gang affiliations. That's not something you hide when you come into Shadowrunning.
And
she to clarify, she told you that right from the start. And she had no idea you were members of the Vori. How would she know? She didn't know any of you before the shootout started. Like, you were just customers to the shop she worked at. She didn't know you were Vori.
Well, we're telling her now.
Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah, that's about as helpful as her saying that she's Yakuza. That's like,
she wasn't really
okay.
Part of the group until that
just
run.
saying it to her face. I'm not changing anything I say there with any sort of outside information. I'm sticking with what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that Yuki did actually tell the group right away that she was the child of the Yakuza, and she had no idea you were Vori.
Well, either way. So give me a good appeal to that 1/4 of my mind that's still saying, hey, she's actually really fucking good at her job, and she's really actually kind of nice when we're not pulling fucking guns on her, I say, glaring at Bull Ball.
I raise my hands. Am I sitting next to you, by the way, Teach? Do you think
I'm sitting in the shotgun. Like, that's where I've been saying, so I don't know how close you are to that.
Because I had something really fun I was going to whisper to you, but...
AR message it to me.
Probably the...
I send you an AR message. I only have 1/4 of mind.
I
just baseball. I don't have my AR glasses on at the moment, so I don't see that. But when I see that, there's gonna
you're calm liquid buzz.
I'm paying attention to people. We got it.
I give a slight nod.
Red?
Nods. Say goes, Teach.
I have more soak than my motorcycle does.
That's just what Bull was thinking. Like, I could probably take a hit better than my bike can.
I just like the idea. I like the idea that this whole conversation is going on. Bull is literally just. I think I can take more damage than my motorcycle.
I can see it.
It's something Bull would do.
Either way,
it makes sense.
Yeah.
And
Wait, what's the soak on this?
Can you do me a favor, buddy?
Oh, sorry.
What you need?
Next time you want to have one of these talks, can you warn me a bit before time so that way I can get like evidence and shit together? So that way we can have like a full fucking presentation of how and what not to do and what to do. I haven't had a fucking lecture like this since I was in Aztec.
Do you have a PowerPoint for this?
Coin is gonna give you a pointed "we'll talk later" look. And then he's gonna say, I don't plan to do anything like this in the near future.
Are there any Bull is a troll, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a very, very large troll.
Are there any racist terms for trolls?
Yes, they are also
like literally every
orcs.
Yeah.
There's Trog for one.
Yeah. Bulba honestly wouldn't care though.
If he every time Yuki's gonna decide that every time Bulbul calls her Jap, she's gonna stop. She's just gonna say whatever you say, Trog.
Just letting you know now. If you say that,
as Coin turns to look away, I just like pull out my comm link, look at it, and then smack my forehead really hard.
By the way, what's the soak on the van? Just out of curiosity.
Probably higher than yours, just seeing as it's
what's the body
giant.
plus armor? Body plus armor, tell me.
I'm opening up
it's in your vehicles tab under
Let's see. Body 14, armor 11.
25.
I could soak the van if I use my shield.
Jesus Christ. I just like the fact that I just like the idea that like we're having a serious conversation. Bull is actually doing
himself to various vehicles.
Yeah.
So, hey, you never know what's going to be useful. I want to punch through the
Sparky.
beside the van on sometime.
Yeah.
You still haven't convinced me.
What is it she's supposed to convince you of?
Around.
To keep you around.
Yuki's just gonna point out that she got upstairs without being seen. She gave them. She also gave them advance warning that there were chrome douchebags on the floor above them.
Red has breaking and entering training.
And if she hadn't gone upstairs, they wouldn't have known about that at all. Now they have extra information and extra evidence and extra leads to follow because of her.
I know Red has training and breaking and entering.
Coin is
actually raises his hand at this point.
Coin is gonna. Oh, sorry.
Red raises his hand at this point and says, "I regret to admit, if she's able to do some of my jobs, I can realistically provide better Overwatch for you guys. Tetris can only do so much for marking targets for me. If the enemy's running silent or has their wireless off entirely, I won't be able to protect you guys as well."
She did smack that one guy pretty hard. His head was not happy.
Pipe up and say, the kid's a little green, but she's definitely got the skills.
Yes, but out here, green can get you killed.
Yuki beams when you say that she's definitely got the skills.
In Russian, I say, better her than me, anyway.
I laugh at that very bitterly.
Yuki makes
I just shrug. I'm like,
Yuki should try and learn Russian for
I was just going to say that Yuki makes a mental note to learn Russian.
Coin is probably going to be picking up, like, a Russian-English dictionary or something on, like...
Good idea.
My language soft, right?
I thought you had Russian language soft, right? Pretty sure you did.
How did
You might not have it loaded at the moment.
work? What do you,
And
to, like-
have 2 points in Russian, so
what do you
Yeah.
need to use a language soft, by the way?
Knowledge
Pretty sure you need
wires.
data jet. Oh.
Yeah,
And
Koin
Since
doesn't
I'm
have that.
Rating
I think
one
the data
Russian
check
anyway,
is
isn't it?
check.
You
So
can
skill
also
check is
basically
what you
use so some linguisofts run on on the comlink and they're basically Google Translate
Oh.
as
Okay.
we have it now. Some of them are like that, but then there are others that are actually like the higher rating ones. They use I like to say they use knowledge softs because they basically like give you the knowledge of how to speak it while it's loaded. So,
And the higher
Well,
you go on rating, it'll allow you to
does have a
accents and stuff.
Coin does have a implanted comlink, so he might look for one of those.
That's not a terrible idea, having implanted comlink.
Yeah, I think you would still not get the same functionality you get with a skill check because
Yeah.
it's strange.
Either way.
Just make sure you
Um,
tell me before you start listening to me, because Red won't take that very
We've
well.
had that discussion before, actually.
Yeah, Coin is gonna actually mutter something about needing to pick up a Russian dictionary.
Is it loud enough that Teach can hear you?
It's you.
He's not trying to be subtle. He's just muttering to himself in the driver's seat.
Can I
Are you strong enough to lift it?
Is who strong enough to lift what?
The Russian dictionary.
I mean, it does have 100 pages on curses alone, and that's a light one.
Oh, you know
Yes.
what? I sent Coin a link to a shop where you can buy a paper dictionary because I know he reads paper.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, paper dictionaries are probably expensive.
I still need convincing. I say, you've made good points. Just give me something to put my mind at ease, shall we?
Brew in there. Damn, you got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Why don't we see how she does on the next run and make our decision then?
I think at this point, because she from her perspective, she is just a kid. She ended up coming along with you two because she didn't, you guys rather, because she didn't really have a choice. A shootout started outside the shop she worked at. You guys pretty much roped her into your run. And now you're telling her she's a burden when you guys told her to come with you.
Then why doesn't he say that? Then you tell us that.
Again, she's a little kid, so I think her way of saying that is just going to be to stand up and say, "Fine, if I'm such a burden, I'll leave," and she'll go to leave.
I didn't say you were a burden.
Is the van
I
moving?
said I was concerned about you.
We're in a random parking lot,
Oh, okay.
about halfway between where we met Goda and
yeah.
where we.
As far as I'm aware, the van is parked, so she's just going to try to leave.
Yes, the van is parked.
But it's in a random part of town.
Yeah. She's going to be like, if I'm such a burden, I'll leave then. And then she'll glare at Bulbul and be like, and just talk to her a very sarcastic sort of like a fuck you kind of curtsy, and she'll be like, unless you're going to pull a gun on me again, just say and just say.
Well, that's what he said to you was a compliment.
And with that,
he complimented your swing.
And with that, I say out loud, I don't think she should stay on this team.
Wow, rude.
Savage.
Well, I have to do what's best for this team. We were running perfectly fine with mild interference. Once again, glance at Bullball. But
everything works like it plans.
And
it's not like plans, but works.
What? Yes, that's how Shadowrunning works.
But, Yuki will point out that and just say, I found the gangsters hiding upstairs.
Yes.
I got upstairs.
Yes.
I gave you advance warning they were there.
Yes.
You did nothing. You sat there while
why are you?
No. She's just saying you all sat there while I put myself in danger, and now suddenly I'm the burden.
Oh.
I look over at Coin and
is...
say, "Do you really want this on your team?"
Coin is visibly angry.
Because
Oh wait. Let's see what this roll is.
Sort of leans back into his cocoon and like his flying eye, which probably hasn't been loaded back into its drone bay.
I'm trying
the air and looks at just this drone.
I'm trying to think like how would an unexperienced 16-year-old act?
No,
Because,
I think you're nailing the character.
No, you're nailing it. The problem is this character's not working out with our characters.
I know.
Because out of character, I don't really think Sparky's that bad, and I think Sparky's useful. In character, Teach even thinks Sparky's useful. However, she
has an attitude.
She has an attitude. She's been kind of showing it in a bad way.
She's got an attitude. She's got an attitude because, as far as she's concerned, this dickhead pointed a gun at her.
Yes, he's admitted. Oh my
By
God.
the way,
okay, we need to stop talking out of character and just focus on in character.
By the way,
because talking out of character is not going to get us anywhere.
Coin's gone back into his cocoon, and over the car radio, you hear like,
Coin.
If that's how you feel, you can walk home.
Coin. You notice that there's a persona.
Wait, what clown said something?
Oh fuck no!
What do I notice?
There's another persona in the vehicle systems.
Fuck no! No!
Do I see them?
When?
Yeah. If you wait, no, you said you shut off your AR.
Yeah, that is true. Damn it! Because I saved the link.
How? I'm just...
As you pull up, do you have sensors on the outside of your vehicle?
I have sensors too.
You would notice that there is a man with a cane, and he actually looks fairly well dressed. He's leaning up against the side of your car, his hand touching the vehicle itself.
I'm gonna.
Do you mention this?
I'm gonna say, guy outside. He's hardwiring into my vehicle, and then I'm gonna open up the door.
I open the door and step out and say, "Stay in." Stay in.
Just want to add, when you say that's how you feel, you can walk home. Yuki's gonna pointedly say, "Thanks to all of you, I don't have a home because our home got ruined. She's been shot up. She doesn't have anywhere to live now."
I draw my heavy pistol as I get out the back door.
I say to the rest of you, "Stay inside."
Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah, I say to the rest of you all pointedly, "Stay inside," because, once again, I'd like to talk before we start throwing bullets.
And I am going...
You stay inside was pointedly at everyone else, not at Coin.
No, Coin's saying... No, I was saying that I'm probably going to... Oh, I'm gonna just...
Oh, this guy's probably...
For my own reference... Okay,
So 1d4?
My own reference. I was deciding something.
I'm curious who this person is.
Coin is not gonna do anything. Coin is just gonna... Coin is probably going to boot up his steel links.
I'm going to call them, and I'd like to matrix perceive to see what the person's doing.
I just like the idea. I kind of like the thought that, like, would it be cool if this van has like in the walls of the van there's like spikes and they just stick out of the van and impale whoever's leading.
Don't have any of that stuff. I think I probably could get something like that, but I don't actually have anything like that.
You note, so Tetris, you note that he has access to the van, yet he's basically just like connected and idling, as if he was wanting you to see him.
I step out with the heavy
Send it to
pistol,
everyone.
like not in its with the handle of it obviously like on me. Like I basically move my concealable holster to a position in which you can see it, and just like step out. Is he near the passenger or the driver's side?
He is on the driver's side.
Actually, I won't boot up my steel links because that actually takes setup to get out of the van because I don't have a thing set up for it.
Quick reference, I'm gonna set up my deck for maximum firewall and maximum attack, so I'm just gonna do that.
As soon as all of you move and like start getting weapons out and that, Yuki's demeanor's gonna change, like her defiant attitude is gonna like dissolve, and she's gonna like pull out her sword and just stand at the ready. Because
sorry.
I was just gonna say because like she realizes that shit's coming down, so.
And I'm actually going to I'm actually gonna prep my Ares Alpha turret just in case because I actually can't like start up my. I actually don't have a drone rack for my steel links.
He has access to your car. Don't mount. He has access to your car.
Rigger has top priority.
Yes, a Jackson Rigger has the highest priority. If this guy was trying to dump you from the vehicle, he probably could. Maybe you don't know.
At this point, Teach gets out of the car,
persona, right? Something that I can attack,
and walks over to the man and says, "So, I take it you're the individual that's been giving us trouble lately?"
Giving you trouble? No. I'm looking for a young lass. She goes by the name of Yuki.
I knew it.
He has a strong British accent.
Oh? Okay.
Got him.
Well, I just kind of like look at him and say, or you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna use Judge Intentions, and see if there's anything I can read about him. So
can Yuki hear any of this or see any of it?
Roll perception.
Okay.
Roll perception.
You want me to roll perception?
Yes, roll perception.
Oh,
to hear any of
sorry, I don't even have my character sheet open. Sorry, my bad.
They're right next to my van, so my sensors are picking this all up, right?
Yeah.
Where's perception? Sorry, I didn't have my character sheet open.
It's intuition plus any ranks in perception. If you have no ranks, it's intuition at -1.
3 successes.
Skill.
That's a skill. It's under your skills tab.
Yeah.
He appears just to... Like, he has no hostile intent, and he is most definitely not lying. So, he seems just been wanting to get your attention.
May I ask what your business with Miss Yuki is?
I take it then you consider her your charge, as it were.
I consider it a bad idea to send shady people that I've just met after people that I might or might not know. I'm not hiding my voice, so I imagine Yuki can hear me.
Yeah, you can hear Mac pretty. You can hear Teach pretty well, but the other man seems to be is basically you can't quite hear it as well.
Yeah.
Basically, you're catching bits and pieces of his part of the conversation.
Does he look familiar to her? Does she know who he is?
Can he? I don't think you could see out of the van.
Probably not. No.
Unless you have access to the sensors on the van, but I don't think you do.
No, probably not.
No, he
Fair enough.
really doesn't.
Let's just say it's common courtesy to at least ask if someone's a hitman before sending a hitman after someone.
I am by no means a hitman.
No.
Far too dirty. Far too dirty.
Well, I didn't pick that up about you, but I shrug my shoulders and kind of like cross my arms now. My hands are no longer at my sidearm, and I push the holster back, showing I'm stepping down in terms of arms. It didn't seem like you were the type, but well, never hurts to be careful, especially out here.
I nudged Little Red. If a hitman is dirty, then I wonder what I am.
Wow.
Couldn't agree more.
Oh my
Russian.
god.
That was in Russian, though.
Yeah, that was definitely in Russian.
Because if you had said that in English,
No.
you would have
I bet half the time me and Little Red are talking, it's in Russian.
I was gonna say.
I just assume anything that's directly between the two of you is Russian.
Or
Yeah, it's
directly
always a good
between me
assumption.
and Red is Russian.
Teach as well is always Russian.
Yeah, because I was going to say, if it had been in English, Yuki would have probably muttered in Japanese. I've got a few ideas.
Yeah.
Can I, examine anything about this person, both, either persona-wise or, meat space-wise?
You note that he isn't wearing, the hand that's on the side of the vehicle, he is not wearing gloves.
That makes sense to coin.
I guess you're a technomancer by the looks of it, since it seems like you're messing with my colleague's vehicle.
Oh, am I? He lifts his hand off. Not intentionally.
Does the persona would automatically...
It does. The
vanish.
persona disconnects.
Yeah, because he needs to have a hardline connection to the van to do anything.
I narrow my eyes at that, obviously not believing him.
I'm curious why this guy is after Yuki of all people.
Well, let me find out.
Got him.
So, may I ask why you're looking for Miss Yuki?
Well, consider that the fact that there's been a somewhat of an incident with her family, and I've been asked. Unfortunately, due to outstanding debt, I've been asked to try and locate her and have her check in.
If you can hear this, I imagine there's just part of it going nope, and just running away.
I mean, once again, you can hear mine. You can't hear him, so you heard.
Yeah,
mine.
I know.
Yeah.
Clem, quick question. When we were at that Shadowrunner bar, you mentioned when I looked at the host that I saw a figure walking away. Is that the same persona?
It is.
Oh.
I mentioned that to everyone else.
In what language?
I just sent an AO message.
It's in common.
Common.
It's common. I pull out my D&D language soft and I translate it from English into common.
Okay. Got him.
Yuki's just going to be like, what's going on? What's happening out there?
Let me make a comm call to her and see if I can set up a meeting. I say.
By the way, would you have had Coin close the door after you?
I closed the door after me, and I would have sent a message using my comm link to lock the fucking doors.
Don't worry, I can blow through the doors with my shotgun.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Please don't.
I'm kidding.
I'm just gonna
only works in movies.
To be clear, out of character, I love Bull. I love him.
No. I mean, my character just shits on him because it's funny and it leads to character dynamic.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Out of character. Oh, we just dropped.
In character, Bulbul is the second worst beyond Sporky, but.
But it works.
Actually, Bulbul might be worse
works
than Sporky
so
because
well.
Sporky at least can be quiet.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna just walk quite a distance away from the car, where he can't see me.
Yeah.
Lean up against a concrete pillar and call Yuki's comlink.
Yuki will answer.
I speak in okay-ish Japanese. He wants to talk to you.
And Yuki's just gonna say, is he Japanese?
British, but he is working for the Yakuza.
Yuki's just gonna scrunch her nose up at that. She's like, and she's gonna scrunch her nose up at both. He's British and he works for the Yakuza, and just be like, I don't want to talk to anyone to do with the Yakuza.
It has something to do with your family.
And then she's like, and then she just goes, I definitely don't want to talk to him.
Well, it's obvious this man has some skill, and I'd rather not keep him messing around for long. So perhaps can we just get this done?
Just in case it wasn't clear earlier, it's also that guy was apparently with the people we met, we fought last time with the antenna.
He was with them?
I saw him leave the establishment just as we started attacking them.
Okay, once again, I'm playing this because Teach didn't hear that because you told that to everyone inside the van. I say, well, that explains a few things.
I sent you that as an error message. So you will see it when you call Yuki. That's why.
If you say you don't want to keep, if you say you don't want to mess with him or anything like that, I'll keep him waiting. Yuki's just going to say, well, get back in the van and we can drive away then.
Coin is going to, since Coin was privy to this conversation as well, Coin is going to message Yuki that, it seemed like he had some sort of very important news.
And then Yuki's just going to reply. She's gonna sigh because she knows she can't get out of talking to whoever this guy is. She's gonna be like, I would bet any amount of money that it's not important enough for me to care, but fine. And she goes outside.
Wait, fucks! And I just
she can't just go outside.
Well, no, I was going to say, she'll go outside if you let her.
Teach
Coin is going to message, or wait, you're still on the phone, aren't you?
Yeah, I say over the call, wait for me, and then I'm going to walk back to the van, and
she wants me to come with her.
Oh god, damn it, Cloud. Knock on the back door and have it unlocked.
Be trouble.
And just have Yuki jump out beside me and message to an AR. Let me do most
Why
of the
don't
talking.
we set up... Wait, before we do any of this, Coin is going to suggest that we pretend Yuki isn't with us and set up a meeting at a
you have sensors inside of your car, right?
Coin is more interested in a place that, there's enough people around that no one would try anything. Sort of a place where we can talk privately, but if anyone does something, then it would be a big deal. So Coin is going to suggest that sort of location to set up a meeting between them.
Yeah, because Yuki really wouldn't want to meet with whoever this guy is in some random place where he can just kidnap her.
I have a great idea. I put the comlink, I still have the comlink voice running so you guys can hear it. I walk around to the man. Perhaps we can meet you sometime for some sushi.
Never was fond of fish.
You weren't?
I mean, other than fish and chips. Other than fish and chips.
I just like the idea that when he says I'm not fond of fish, there's just going to be a growl from Yuki, and she's like, "Sushi is not fish."
I mean, have you ever had sushi with cooked beef on it?
And just
I mean, it's kind of heresy to a full-blooded Japanese, but damn if it doesn't taste good.
Out of character. Do you know what sushi is? What the word sushi means?
Yes, I do.
It's the rice that's served with the roll.
Yeah, the word sushi literally means with rice. So whenever anybody says,
this guy he's basically lived in Seattle and Britain for most of his life.
Yeah, because like if I imagine one way to piss off a Japanese person is to say that like don't eat sushi because they don't like fish. It's like, I'm sorry, fucking what?
So
It's like you sound like a moron.
Okay, thank you for that information. Either way, I say, perhaps we can. Well, then, do you prefer ramen or something? I haven't had Japanese food in a while, and all this talk has made me rather hungry for it.
I imagine you can hear you her eyes at the point.
He's going to actually pull a card out of his out of a pocket in his basically the inner pocket. He writes something down on it, and he hands it. Note that the hand that he passes the card to you is gloved. I suggest. I really don't have much time on my hands, family life and all, but look up this place in the news with Yuki.
I presume you're the dissident technomancer, I say, after taking the card and looking at his gloved hand.
He takes a... When you mention dissonance, his eyes go a bit wide. More of a alarmed wide.
I have
not
connections.
A startled.
Oh, not a hostile. I just look at him and say, I have connections too, mister. I was aware you've been following us for some time now, unfortunately. I am glad that you've decided to contact me and my group in a more peaceful, negotiable way. I have no desire to hurt you, nor anything to do with your condition or what your teaching is. Let me just...
You know of a dissonant technomancer?
I know roughly what you are. I am myself a mage, so I can understand in theory what you roughly are.
He said you know of a, like, he's not suggesting that he is one, he's suggesting that you know of one.
Oh shoot, I didn't hear that know of a.
Yeah.
I look at him confused. You are not the dissident technomancer?
I need to tell these collectives then.
Yuki is... I imagine at this point Yuki's just like, I don't want to meet anyone to do with the Yakuza. Just like, just like...
I keep an eye out for him. He's already interacted with us. Thankfully, we destroyed the information and hopefully have severed any links he's had with us. But, well, you know how the Matrix works, I imagine.
Quite well, though. I've been one more for acting. He's going to start walking away.
Have a good day, I say, as he leaves.
You as well. As he walks away, you notice that a fairly young girl goes to walk beside him.
Very well then. I then
roll perception if you so wish.
I do so wish. Oh no, I don't want to roll perception to not be able to see the plot important pieces.
Nah, totally ignore.
Oh, that's performance. Where's perception? That's under the physical skills. Yeah, there it is. Mental. No, any situational modifiers that I need to be aware of?
If you have audio enhancements, so basically this is like audio.
I don't have anything on me that would give me that.
Too bad I'm not out there. I have keen hearing.
2 successes. Gosh, that was bad.
On 8, it's not terrible.
And you hear him talk to the girl. And that, Yuki, is how you deliver a sensitive message to very volatile runners.
What?
Say what?
I just let him go out of sight, and then I just burst out laughing. And I just you can see, and I just visibly hit the side of the van, like I'm just grasping for breath.
Wait, what did you say? I didn't quite hear.
Oh god! I need to hear that.
You also notice that the girl appears to be.
Oh, can I roll perception as well, or actually?
Roll your sensors. You'll be using your sensors.
And what did he say? Just out of character.
Yeah, I didn't hear what he said.
Well, you didn't hear what he said, so that's good.
Well, I just want to know out of character.
You could ask Teach.
Oh, you can ask Teach why he
He's
laughed.
I sent him an AR
if-
I sent him an AR message. What was so funny? In Russian.
What is it? Sensors and?
So it's the sensor rating plus electronic warfare.
Okay. That actually is probably something I should improve.
It sounded like
Yeah.
he said, because it sounded like you said that he said, and that Yuki is how you deliver a message to volatile runners. But
That is what he said, word for word.
but he's not. How could he be talking to Yuki?
No, he said
Yuki's
that,
the
and
man.
that is how you deliver a message to volatile runners.
Oh, I thought you said
that's what Mac-
Yuki.
That's what Mac agreed to, but he
No.
misheard you.
He said Yuki.
He said Yuki.
He said you.
So,
Oh.
That's why I said you have sensors inside of your car, right? He's been listening in on us.
technically, electronic warfare is a skill you can't default in. But
So,
in this circumstance,
if
in this specific circumstance, would you say would make sense for me to be able to default in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be. I'm just gonna roll 8 dice because.
Go ahead. Honestly, this is just like flavor character information.
Okay.
the girl he walked away with is also called Yuki.
Potentially.
Oh my god.
Potentially, but
I'm.
God.
we have sensors inside the car, so he had the potential to hear us.
I'm gonna pre-edge this, so this is gonna be 12
Yeah.
dice with exploding 6s.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
You guys, there's a button for this on the character sheet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know if you did that.
Oh, only 6 successes.
Only
That's
6.
actually yeah. So you hear that whole line in full. However, you note that it is not a elf that is walking with him like Mac thought, but you're fairly certain it's a dryad.
Oh.
That's interesting.
What's a dryad?
They're
Hey.
like the rarest elf meta variant.
Okay.
You note that he is also an elf.
Oh, that would have been nice to know.
Sorry. Yes, he is an elf. You never asked.
Yeah.
Um,
You said man, and I was just
I'm
like,
gonna.
I am very curious about what's going on right now.
I'm gonna send I'm going to send an AR message directly to Teach and say, did you see that girl?
I'm still kind of busy catching my breath, and at that point, I'm probably banging on the passenger seat.
Do you,
And then, upon seeing the message, I reply, the elf.
it wasn't just an elf, it was a dryad.
I stop upon climbing in, cast a glance over at him, red, and then reply, well, then we got more stuff to talk about. I send the van.
By the way, I feel like this plot line is going to get even more interesting if my backup character becomes involved now. Seeing as we've got stuff happening with a dryad.
I just kind of dust my hands off once I'm inside and say, yeah, he was listening in on all of that. He had some great advice for you, Yuki, about how to talk to Shadowrunners.
And Yuki's just kind of like, what?
He was listening in to our entire conversation, and he also said some helpful advice to you about being nice and respectful when trying to give a message to volatile Shadowrunners. I found it kind of humorous.
And Yuki's just like, and what would that be?
Be polite. Oh, and I know that was directed at the girl next to him. Teach found it funny.
Teach is messing with Yuki.
I am messing with. I know this. I am messing with Sparky.
Yeah.
If you say be polite, if you say be polite, Yuki's gonna stare at Bulbul and go, yeah, polite.
Do you know how many times I've yelled at him to do that?
Over the car radio, which is how Coin addresses the entire group when he's rigged in.
Yeah.
You hear, so are you still planning to walk home, Sparky, or...
I bet that man could give you a ride, I say, handing over the card.
Snicker.
Yuki's just gonna be like, no, I'm happy inside the van. And she's just gonna sit down. Just like, I'm happy not getting out of here. She's just gonna be like, I'm happy inside the van. I can get a sleeping bag and never leave again.
It's actually... My van actually has amenities middle, by the way.
I look around the van and say, to be honest, that is not the craziest idea I've heard today. That is actually one of the more sane ideas I've heard today. But yes, and no, he was not talking about you, Yuki. I'm just messing with you. He was talking to another individual that was walking with him.
How much karma did we get last? How much karma did we get last session? By the way, I forgot to enter it to my character sheet.
7?
Add that Yuki's got. Sorry, what?
I think maybe I got the exact number. Let me check.
Okay.
6.
Add that Yuki's gonna perk up and be like, "There's another person called Yuki."
Yeah, another elf. I look over a Coin, a dryad apparently.
Well, you look at over a Coin's cocoon.
I look over at Coin's cocoon, just kind of narrow my eyes and say, I can't do like side glances at you for dramatic effects when you're in this thing. It doesn't work the same. Like, I gotta do this whole spill, this whole speech thing, because I'm the leader where I cast glances at certain people and all that sort of shit, and you're in a cocoon. It just ruins my entire freaking, like, mojo.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
But yes, no, he wasn't talking to you, Yuki. There was another one with him. An elf girl. A dryad, apparently.
Yuki's just gonna frown at that because, like, just the idea that there's another elf with her name, that's going to confuse her and worry her. She's like, is somebody pretending to be me? Like,
either way, anything else? Anything else anybody else want to say?
Yuki said, nope. Nope. She's going to say, except for the man that I don't want to meet whoever this is. I don't want to know whatever's going on with my family.
We should probably get done with it. I look at the card. Where does the card say? Is it just his comlink number?
The card has a restaurant name on it. It says Oscar Salads and Bistro.
I just look at it and say, how much do you like salads?
She's just gonna be like, she's gonna be like, not as much as I like sushi, and she's gonna say that very pointedly, just I mean, just very pointedly, like, the fuck. Yeah. She's gonna be like, I want sushi. But she's doing that on purpose, just not to piss you off.
Mac, read
because
Discord.
like she's already decided.
No, I know. I'm saying this for my character messing with her.
Yeah. Oh,
trust me, guys. I'm not that bad. I'm just saying this because my character wants to mess with Sparky at the moment because she's been an asshole to him.
What? She didn't do anything. What?
The sarcastic remarks. He doesn't.
Wow.
She was disrespectful of him, and he does not take that sort of stuff well. Now then, perhaps,
Coin is probably kind of used to people being disrespectful to him.
Yeah, perhaps we should go
came from
and get ourselves some lunch. Coin, does anybody here have a problem with sushi? Now that I mentioned it, I really fucking want some.
Is it late at night or is it the middle of the day?
It's late at night.
It's late.
Okay, I was about to say.
Does Coin... can I roll area knowledge Seattle to find a sushi place Coin might have, like, driven someone to at some point?
Go ahead.
The quest for sushi is on.
No situational modifiers?
On the run.
No situational modifiers.
And I'm specifically trying to think of one that Coin would know from his professional life. Just to let that inform you.
Pretty good.
Oh, that's pretty good.
You managed to find a very decent sushi parlor or whatever the specific type of restaurant's called.
And is it sushi place that like I took a Johnson to at one point?
How nice of a sushi parlor is it? Like
on the way, I'm gonna download a knowledge soft for sushi so that I can find out how nice it is. With 4 successes, can it be a sushi parlor I once went with a specific Johnson?
Yeah, a specific one. If you're referring to, I think you're referring to no. Okay. But another Johnson, yes.
Okay. That probably makes more sense character-wise anyways. Alright. Yep. We did. Coin says I know just the place and, like, drives us there.
And just quickly
ask if we can stop and pick up some vodka on the way.
We'll get some vodka on the way home, Red.
Smile
3 successes.
brightly.
How good is the sushi?
It is actually fairly good sushi.
Nice. Talk to everyone
how
about
much
some sushi facts.
How expensive is it for everyone to get sushi? Like a good amount of sushi?
You're looking at maybe $11 per person.
Per person.
Maybe 22 for bull ball.
22 for bull ball, 11 for everyone else. So how much is that in total? That would be 88.
I'm just gonna say now I don't have my suit on me, so if this is a nice place, I'm wearing a lined jacket in there.
77, I think.
77? Alright.
And Coin is still in his, driver.
I want the proper, sit down, and once we're done, he noticeably takes the bill and just pays it all in full.
Oh, I was gonna buy alcohol. Usually 2 suits. We'll have
way back.
Then I'll add on 10 more nuyen I'll add on another 20 nuyen for alcohol.
If you're gonna buy,
we thought we're gonna go play at the bar anyways.
That was weird.
If you're gonna buy alcohol, Yuki is gonna try very, very hard to convince you to buy her sake.
Yeah, so I just pay for the sushi. Look over at
we'll not be able to buy alcohol here. You won't be able to buy vodka here. You can get sake, but not vodka.
I was going
sake is lame. It's such a low alcohol percentage.
If we were paying for our own stuff, I was gonna put it down in my log as team bonding sushi.
I just put it down as sushi. I just pay for everyone's sushi. Kind of crack my knuckles. It was my idea. Damn, that hit the spot.
And Coin is nicely dressed because Coin is still dressed in his full get up from when he went into the club with Teach.
So
sake has such a low alcohol percentage.
We'll go to the club soon, Bullball. Don't you worry. We'll go to the club soon.
Without a character.
So then, fuck. This was when I was going to actually ask him some pretty important questions.
Okay. Pretty important questions.
I was just going to say to her, I take care of my own. With that, I'm going to stand up and say, "Hey, Coin, I think I should not be too far from my car around here." I look over at Red and say, "I think he and I need to go burn off some steam."
Where are you going?
There's a nice place. Where? I look over at Red. You're the one that knows these places.
Ooh, I get to roll my skill. Which one? Oh, that's club music. I'll just say, yeah, there's this great club I've been going to the last couple months. It's just a couple blocks away. Should be able to make it there in no time.
And then
if you guys party to start.
If you guys walk off to Teach's car, Coin, is everyone else like walking distance from where they're going?
Yeah, I guess we are. There's a club. Club. Brad said he knew a club. Is that fine, Clem?
Clem?
He should. It might be a bit of a long walk, but yeah.
What about for me, by the way?
It's not a long walk for Brad, but like, Teach is gonna be like, I thought you said it was close.
At this point, Teach is used to his exaggerated definition of close. He's already preparing for a mile walk.
Boba will say, do you mind if I come along? I haven't had a good drink in a very long time.
How are the drinks? I say, looking over at Red.
Depends on your taste, Teach. I give him a little wink. I just start walking towards the door.
Is this that one special place?
Start wagging, and I don't say anything.
I swear to God, if that Tom dude's still there, I'm going to fucking deck you.
Who's this Tom? Okay, never mind.
Yes, well, he doesn't get the whole I'm taken already.
Does the... Do you tell Boba where the place is?
I will say you can come along with us and just walk with us.
Yeah. I was actually going to probably ask Coin for a ride back to my house so I could grab my motorcycle.
Coin, I guess, is okay with that, probably. Coin is gonna make sure to get Sparky as close as possible to where Sparky is going.
Never mind, scratch that. I probably shouldn't drive a motorcycle drunk.
Okay.
You just realized that.
What about
it does have
Tetris? Is Tetris going with them, or is Coin driving Tetris back?
If anyone mentions to Tetris the possibility of going to a club, he looks visibly terrified, and he's just gonna throw a help-seeking look at Coin and like...
Or is he saying something and I can't hear him?
I hope you can get me home.
I mean, I can drive you home first if you want, Tetris.
Clem, does my
Coin says, I've got that covered. You guys go to the club.
Alright.
Clem, does my motorcycle have grid guide?
It should. They all
should by default.
Are you allowed to use grid guide while you're drunk? Because I honestly haven't used my motorcycle and I want to use
penalties.
it. Like half the reason why
there might be fines if you're caught. There might be like small fines.
Okay, I'll go grab my motorcycle then. I will definitely grab my motorcycle.
Grid guide like auto drives.
I don't think
I'll
fit
know the worst part about all of this too.
Because there's not somebody behind the wheel to take control of the vehicle if they need to, such as emergencies.
You want to know what the worst part about this is? Teach is already preparing detox.
Alright, so...
Yeah,
Coin...
back to my house and grab a thing, then. Motorcycle.
Coin drives, Tetris and Sparky back to their homes. And am I taking Bullball to get his bike?
Yes.
Okay, then...
Sorry. I was gonna say
Bullball make good decisions.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he won't drive drunk off grid guide, but he'll use grid guide.
And do you even have Good Link Override?
I don't think I do actually.
Yeah, so you can't really not use grid guide if you don't have override. By the way,
I need to buy that. Then
I went AFK, so I've got two questions. One, what did I miss? Two, what flavor is Team Bonding sushi?
It's pretty good sushi, as we've determined.
Yes.
Yeah.
Salmon?
And I paid for it. And it's just a very different...
Cheese.
It just gets several different rolls and just is sample as you see fit. He grabs one with beef in it and is like, I know this is total fucking disrespect to Japanese, but fuck it if
No,
this
no,
doesn't
no.
taste good.
It's literally not. Sushi can have literally anything in it.
Yeah.
Like it's with
Teach
rice.
doesn't
that's
know
what's
that.
happening.
Teach just knows
Yeah.
it's food.
Tetris would explain that to you, because Tetris is gonna lecture you all about sushi during this entire meeting.
By the way,
if you actually do that, if you start explaining what sushi actually is, like there's going to be like a little pop up that says plus 10 affection gained with Yuki. It's gonna pop up above Yuki's head.
by the way, I would not advise you to get Gridlink Override for a personal vehicle. It's 8F. So you really don't want to have that on a vehicle that you aren't already going to be doing highly illegal stuff with.
Yeah.
Trollolol.
Well, yeah.
I have it because this is my work vehicle.
So Yuki's just going like, so when are we meeting with this person?
That's for you to decide. Can I pass her the card?
And Yuki's like, oh, well, in that case, never.
That's not an acceptable answer. Give me like a week,
By the way,
please, sometime before this job with Doc, so we can figure it out.
And she's gonna be like, fine.
Coin is going to ask Yuki where Yuki wants to be dropped off on the way back, because Coin is going to drop you off as close to that location as possible.
Yuki, she's just gonna be like at the entrance. And she's gonna walk into
at the shop.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what Coin needs to know, and Coin will pull up like right in front of the shop to let you out.
Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna do that teenager thing where she sort of like hangs down with her shoulders drooping and her sort of hunched back and just like sort of attitude, just like do I have to sort of thing. You know, the petulant stamping up the stairs sort of bullshit the teenagers do. That's essentially my response.
Police tape plastered all over the outside of your building as you're doing this.
Yeah, like Yuki reaches out and just like touches the tape and it melts because she charges lightning into it.
No, it's not like over the door, like over the broken windows and stuff. I meant.
Yeah,
in that case,
actually
does...
like the tape is mostly gone at this point. Like there's like the windows are currently boarded up, but there's also the supplies for like new windows being put in.
All right, because
there's that little bit of tape that's left when it got like taken down, but it didn't get like thoroughly removed.
Yeah, it's fluttering on the door frame. Yuki, like it's not in her way, but she makes a point of grabbing and melting it with lightning before going in. Just like, I do not want to do this. And I'm going to make sure everyone knows I don't want to do this.
Probably would have dropped Bullball off first, because Bullball had somewhere to be.
Yeah.
Alright.
Did you see what I sent
you off before I drop off Tetris?
Yeah, I do leave
Is nobody going to stay with Yuki and keep her safe?
I will watch until you go all the way inside the building before I pull away, but other than that, no.
So Tetris and Coin
is why you have lock.
at the end, right?
Yeah, Tetris and Coin are alone in the vehicle at this point.
Yeah, Tetris will just mention, as we are alone, he's just gonna say, hey, thanks for giving us all that talk earlier. I think we all really needed that.
Yeah.
By the way,
not when for this, but
when she gets upstairs,
the same opinion as you are.
When she gets upstairs, she's gonna she's gonna like drop the theatrics, like because like she's doing it because she knows you're watching. Like it's that much. Like she's doing it because she knows you're watching. Like you know, teenagers do that. She wants to make a big show.
No,
because like even though you've all argued and bickered, you're the closest thing to a family she's ever had. And
that is kind of really sad, given how we've treated Yuki.
Pretty much.
By the way, I did leave for any viewers. I did leave my Ares Flash Shield and I think I said the armored jacket in the van.
She's gonna get upstairs. She's gonna get into her little room / apartment. She's gonna pull out her box and she's like, "These aren't useless," and just start swinging with it. Because one of you said that her sticks were useless. She's like, "These aren't useless," and just starts practicing with it.
So, well, Yuki is training montaging.
Trolling on.
Coin is still in his cocoon. Actually, no, Coin wouldn't have gotten back into the cocoon after the sushi. Never mind. Coin's gonna look at Tetris and say, to be quite honest, that talk was mostly for me, because if this group couldn't follow those ground rules, I'm not sure I could have stuck with them.
Same here, believe me. Like I said, I've seen it happen before. And after that, Tetris is actually just gonna try and strike up a conversation about cars, because as it turns out, Tetris is actually really into, like, supercars mostly. Like, I don't know if Coin would respond to that, but...
So Coin sort of knows the latest and greatest in vehicles, but more sort of in a very technical, professional manner, like it's his job to know this stuff. Maybe there's a little bit of, like, interest there, but mostly it's like... Imagine someone very surgically talking about, like, the specs on this, like, super race car. That's what talking to Coin about vehicles is like.
Lol.
Probably actually kind of similar, because Tetris is also, like, he has all of the stats for the latest Lamborghini in his head, and...
You would really like my boyfriend.
He's not actually someone who's, like, into driving a lot, because he actually can't drive at all. Like, he's just, like, into the technology, of course.
Is this dude gonna meet Yuki at a house then, or what?
No, that's not the sort of...
You will not see the guy at all in the week of downtime you guys have.
Oh, right. In that case,
all right.
For the record,
I guess we have a semi-live and I get dropped off.
Yep. And then Coin drives back to his house, and
because I thought that's what Yuki was being dropped off for. I thought she was being dropped off for this meeting. That's why I had her doing the whole theatrics thing.
No, we were dropping... The reason I dropped you so close to the door and, like, watched as you went all the way up is because I didn't want this guy, like, surprised trying anything outside your house. That's what Coin was doing.
Fair enough. But yeah, she's just got to be, like, training montaging. In that case, if she's meeting with a dude, she'd have probably asked you to drop her off the dojo so she can train.
Okay, then Coin would have done that.
Because I completely misunderstood what was going on. Sorry, my bad.
And
yeah, she'd have... Because she probably wouldn't want to go home, let's be honest. She probably wouldn't want to go home.
That unless Teach mentions a specific place, Sparky actually doesn't know the location.
I passed her the card to see it.
Okay, you passed the card. Okay, yes. So, so you would note that the place is called Oscar's Salads and Bistro.
Right.
However, so I assume you're going to visit there during the downtime or whatnot.
Who, Yuki? Yeah, what, is Yuki visiting there? Or...
Yes, I'm going to say Yuki and Teach figure out a time to go do that.
Okay, then.
And anyways, for right now, when Coin gets home, he parks his car in his garage. He goes upstairs to his modest apartment above this, like, very large garage, and he just, like, sits up in bed, reading. And that's what Coin does for the rest of this night. I think there might be more stuff that happens with y'all who went to the club.
It's a picture of Coin reading. It's dark, but there's a light that lets Coin, like, there's a light from a street lamp. There's a light from a street lamp outside, and
it's like
and we kind of see Coin reading, and then the camera zooms in, and he's reading a book. It's like different types of sushi.
No, Coin is reading. I don't know, probably some
the history of sushi sort of thing.
No, he's probably reading like some sort of like, I don't know, like a fantasy novel or something.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, like, because I completely misunderstood what was happening there. My bad. Yeah, Yuki's at the dojo. She's going to be training constantly. And probably just, like, sleeping there because, you know, at home shot up. So she probably doesn't want to go back quite yet.
Alright, and so what's happening with y'all who went to the club?
One more thing before that, because that's probably quicker.
It is.
As I get home, I'm going to send a quick message to Sporky saying, look, kid, please don't take what I said earlier the wrong way. I still think that working with you is probably not the best way, for the record, but I'm gonna trust Teach on this, and I hope that you continue the good work you've been doing so far with our team, and I'm gonna help you as well as I can. And I'm gonna attach my standard cybersecurity presentation that I give to all of you, and like how you can set up your diagnostics and all that sort of stuff, how you can run your firewall. And I'm just gonna tell her, please look at this, implement it, and if you have any questions, tell me.
And
that's Tetris's version of welcoming someone to the team, by the way. So.
And one last thing with Coin before he goes to bed. The very last thing he does before he goes to sleep is he picks up a picture frame from his nightstand and sort of looks at it and then sets it back down.
I kind of want to have Yuki reply to Ecliptic Tetris rather. Sorry, try that again. I kind of want to have Yuki reply to Tetris with just like instead like after he says that to her, just instead of a word, just a picture of an arrow and a picture of a gatto. As an arigato, which means thank you. In Japanese, I kind of want her to do that. Just be like taking the piss.
So
I sent back a thumbs up.
Alright.
To the bar.
To the bar.
To the club.
So is Yuki not joining you for this run with Doc then?
I mean, we're not doing it. We're just going to the club to chill.
Oh, right, okay then. Is the run happening after the downtime?
Yeah, there's gonna be some downtime
I'm
first.
gonna try to talk to Teach on our own before we do this next run.
That's
like
fine.
Probably the next day.
Yeah. Yeah, like the next, like I said before, the next time you see Yuki, like if you lot, like I kind of like the idea of like you lot just turning up outside the dojo to pick her up, and she does, and then you see her and she's like significantly better with her bokken because she's been training for like 3 days solid, like barely any rest, and she's improved a lot. It's just. How insane would it look? A physical adept going just like full tilt with a bokken on a training dummy. Like a training dummy designed for a physical adept.
I imagine it's have you seen the Avengers?
Yeah.
I imagine it's kind of like the scene with Captain America and the punching bag.
Right.
Except that like since it's designed for a physical adept, it can take the beating.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, that's basically what you see. Like you walk in and she's just because she's not just like using full strength; she's using full speed. So it's kind of insane.
When I get up in the morning, I'm gonna message Teach and say, "Can we meet today?" And then probably our normal runner bar. that we like all frequent and do a lot of our meets at and whatnot? I assume we have one of those. But yeah, I'm just gonna message Teach with some location that we often go to and ask, can we talk today?
For time's sake, you just want to skip the bar scene and say we all just went to the bar and got really drunk and interesting things happened?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was planning.
Was that Tony motherfucker there?
Yes, he was. There was
God fucking damn it.
He was
Tony.
He was actually busy distracted with someone else.
Thank God.
Who is Tony?
He just basically got the shit beat out of him by the person.
he's a guy who like hits on Teach when Teach goes to this bar.
This particular club that Red really likes going to.
Okay, if Teach does see him get beat up, he would at least help with some heal.
And I would definitely drink as much vodka as I can get.
And Teach would prepare the detox. I'll cast heal on him when I see him get beat up and say, "Stop picking fucking fights with people."
And every time...
You sure about that?
Yes, I'm sure about that.
He's going to start harassing you after that.
And my character is going to regret every single instance he helped him.
By the way, Mac, after you would detox him, he would probably go back to drinking again. He would
he's preparing it for tomorrow. He's not doing it in the middle of it because he wants to make sure Red has enough money to pay for rent.
Okay. Well, no, you're not paying for his drinks.
No, it's a joke. It's a joke with Red.
Okay.
All I know is that I'm already ready to pay for my next rent of the medium apartment life. But yeah, so
by the way, Coin is an early riser, so that message probably comes in while you're still asleep, especially if you've like had a night on the town.
Can you pause in the middle of training on something, Clem? Did you run?
It depends on exactly what it is.
Initiation.
So for initiation, no.
No, okay. Okay, then Coin will reply, or Teach will reply, yeah, sure. I was just trying to help out Clancy, but I can take a break to talk to you.
Alright, I'll like give some place that like we often meet up as like a team. And like as the location for us to meet, and I'm gonna probably be I'm probably there first, seeing as I'm like the more experienced driver.
That's fine.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm probably already sitting there just waiting, like sipping a soy calf or something.
I just walk in, order a fuck, what would Teach get? It's
probably around lunchtime, if that like it informs your decision.
Teach will get just a beer. Just a beer. And just takes a swig of it and says, "So, what's up?"
There was a mutual realization we had during that run last night.
And that was?
Our shared history with, it's... I assume, like, this is, like, just, like, a corner table about, like... and it's probably a runner place where, like, people, like, know, like, what the proper, like, not listening in type stuff is.
Yeah.
Our shared history with the Azzies.
I switch over to speaking fluent Aslan. Like, it seems like it comes to me far even easier than Russian. So I presume I can talk to you using this then.
So Coin has spent his entire life in Seattle despite his work with Az Technology. He probably knows, like, a few, like, simple phrases like you would get from, like, 1 week of a class.
While Teach has rating 6 Spanish and specialization in the Aslan dialect.
Yeah, Coin probably knows, like, greetings and Coin probably knows how to say hello and how to say goodbye, and that's probably about all Coin knows.
Let's just say that Teach knows how to speak Aslan even better than he speaks Russian, and he speaks Russian really good.
Coin's gonna just shake his head and say, Seattle born and raised, and my role didn't really require me to speak the language.
I guess you were a Johnson helper then, with your technical training.
I was a driver.
Makes sense.
I started when I was about 19, drove until about a year and a half ago, and then they cut me loose without a word. I still don't know why.
I mean, I could think of a few reasons, but it's Aslan, so if I knew, I would tell you.
Yeah, I would appreciate it if you don't mention this to the rest of the team just yet. I'm going to tell them, but on my own time.
If you mention the fact that you're Aslan and this is like a bad thing for the group, Yuki is probably going to throw the biggest shit fit, considering how much shit she's got for being Yakuza.
It's just Teach and Coin though at the moment.
Yeah, you don't know any of this is going. Yeah, you'll find out. Besides, you all know. Well, I don't know if Sparky knows directly, but Red knows. Coin knows, Bullball knows, Tetris knows. Basically, all you know, I'm X-Corp / and I'm not hidden the fact I'm from Aslan. You can tell it by the way I walk and hold myself and the way I'm kind of like that smooth talking sort of like scientist.
Yeah, you guys probably have assumed I'm X-Corp for a while.
Yeah. Oh, I am blatantly X-Corp. Like, you can tell by the way I hold myself that I know I'm hot shit. No, I am. Like I act like I know I'm hot shit. I am hot shit, and I actively have the charisma, the skills, and the knowledge to back that claims up.
Ms. Muscle.
I don't have muscle. I'm an intellectual.
Yeah, you guys probably have pegged Coin as X-Corp, but probably not like what he did or for whom.
So what's this thing you're going to tell me? Look, I got nothing to gain from telling them anything. Besides, I didn't exactly do the prettiest stuff while I was in Aslan either.
And, I just wanted someone to know in no uncertain terms. And it's entirely possible we run across a Johnsons I've worked with someday, and if that happens, I honestly don't know, but I just wanted to have it out there for at least one person.
Well, out of all the people you could tell, it's probably the best you told me, to be honest.
Well, and
I mean, I'm the leader, I'm the face, so if I get randomly told by some Johnson in the middle of a meeting that you're fucking like ex-worker for him, that would really throw off negotiations.
I mean, and you had already... There was the moment that... I'd been there before. It was under different management at the time, but I had a meeting there once, and...
Either way, I say, crossing my arms. This doesn't exactly seem like something that would make the rest of the group freak out. Your ex-Aslan, they cut ties with you. That tends to be a pretty safe outcome. Mine, not so much, but, well, you all know what I am.
Do we, know, how you ended up out?
You don't know the exacts of how I've left, but you do know I left of my will.
Have we actually ever decided if I helped with you leaving Aslan?
We decided that you...
Red knows the full... Red knows the story in full. Red knows the story in full because he's basically my brother-in-law for all intents and purposes.
I was there for half of it.
Yeah, he was there for the last half of it, and I told him. So Red knows it in full. Coin, and I wouldn't hide it from Tetris, Bullball, or Coin that I'm ex-Aslan magical research.
And would I know about the approximate time you left?
That was roughly...
just over a year ago, I think.
Yeah.
I mean... Didn't we decide it was roughly the same time that I left?
Wait, as soon as you mentioned the year and a half, I kind of just, tilt my head at him and say, really? A year and a half?
Yep, I just showed up to work one day, and none of my clearance worked. They pretended they didn't know who I was, essentially. It was rough.
That's strange. That's about the same time I left. I look down at the table a bit.
I'm sure it's all coincidence, Coin says, taking, another, swig of his coffee, or soy calf.
No, it's Aslan. Perhaps maybe my friend Clancy can tell me if something about that is his doing. He's the one that helped me get out.
Yeah. And...
Anything
and
else
hey,
you wish to ask me?
and Coin just smiles and says, and hey, if I know a Johnson is bad news, I'll make sure to let you guys know.
Alright, that's cool. Well, since you shared so much, I figured it's only I share a little bit of information with you. Specifically the research of what I did, and why I'm slightly cautious about Aslan coming after me. I don't think they're directly interested in me anymore, but, well, Aslan never forgets backstabbing. I researched Force Awakening. AKA forcing someone to become a mage.
Okay,
I was
Coin sort of nods along and sort of looks like he gets in general terms why that might be bad news.
Let's just say I wasn't the one that directly did it. My job was more so my specific research itself was about background counts and how various different background counts could lead to a greater chance of awakening. I.e., if someone born in an area with a higher ambient mana count is most likely to become a mage more so than someone born in a lower one. But there were quite a few I even directly work with that were active blood mages and performing live testing.
Coin is clear. There's a clear sign of distaste on his face when you mention blood mages, because I assume
everybody knows what a blood mage is.
Yeah. And
you're Aslan, you know what a blood mage. You're ex-Aslan, you know what blood magic is, buddy.
Yeah.
Does Yuki know what a blood magic is? I mean, I don't as a player, so
it's basically the ultimate sort of one of the ultimate sins of mages is learning blood magic.
Know what blood magic is.
Yeah.
It's one step down from being a toxic mage, right?
Alright.
One step up.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
It's even worse to be a blood mage. Toxic mages are just crazy. Blood mages are actively I want to hurt everyone in the world. Toxic mages are more crazy, like, let's corrupt the world, let's mutate it.
I will say it does depend on the blood mage, though, with the release of Forbidden Arcana.
Oh, yeah, because technically if I get the right one, I could turn myself into a blood mage if I wanted to, but I don't want to.
Do it. You won't?
No, I won't, because it leaves a mark on your body that you are a blood mage.
Astral.
It leaves an astral signature.
Aura.
And after that, Coin is just gonna ask, so how did things go last night? I must admit that is not my scene.
Fucking Tony. I swear to fucking God. Why do I let Red pick the fucking clubs?
Coin laughs a little. Yeah. Not choosing where you're isn't the best experience.
I laugh bitterly at that. Yeah, I guess we both have some knowledge when it comes to that. I'm concerned about Sparky.
I am too. I still feel one last trial job, and then we decide if she's in or out.
Hey, Sparky's adorable, and you're all just mean.
Yes.
Adorable.
This time she'll
Shadowrun.
This time she'll know that she's being tested, and we'll get to see how she does under that sort of pressure.
I'll just be prepared with 20,000 backup plans, because we can't fuck up a job for the doc. He has too long of a history with Red. If he's asking for all of us, then that means he has something bigger than normal. And the last thing I want to do is for Red to burn such a close contact of his.
I'll make sure the Lynx is in good shape.
That's the one with the big fuck-off machine gun, right?
Yeah.
You might have noticed a weird sort of vocal quirk about Teach at this point. He doesn't say Drek, which is kind of like the normal version of, like, basically the word that's replaced fuck in modern time. He uses the old fuck.
He uses the old fuck.
He doesn't use modern. He doesn't use modern swearing.
It replaces shit, actually, but regardless.
Well, he doesn't use like more like 2070 swearing terms. He uses much older ones.
Old school.
Because he's an edgelord.
More so because he learned about swearing from books, not from people. Why do you think he says fuck so much?
I mean, and Coin loves old novels, so Coin probably it's a toss-up which one he says, quite honestly.
So
because hey, hopefully we can keep getting scores like that one last night.
Yeah, no, that went really well. The unfortunate side is we're now really, really, really close to Mr. Goda, so...
Hey, he pays well and he hasn't screwed us yet.
Not yet.
But at the same time, we still have to be cautious. However, there's one good thing to be had about this whole matter is that the fact that I can pay for next month's rent and already have half of the month after its rent ready.
I've just my payments for my apartment for this month's rent went through this morning, and I'm looking to get a bit of a swarm going. Coin chuckles a bit.
Oh god. If it's anything like spirits, be careful using those sort of things. The second you start using them, it seems like the universe realizes, hey, I haven't used those tools yet, I might as well start using it.
Most if God is watching us.
Coin laughs and says, yeah, there's this one drone that seems too good to be true, and I feel like if I start picking those up, it will somehow bite me in the ass.
Well, all I know is that I am going to most
This
likely...
conversation has taken a turn for the meta.
Yeah. Well, anything else you wish to speak about?
Not particularly. Coin shakes his head and says, well, I'm curious what this job Doc wants us for is, but we'll see about that next time we talk as a team.
It's actually just walking his dog.
I mean, we already did do, like, the grocery run, like, the pharmacy run for our contact.
Yeah, can we come to Doc's time?
Yeah,
basically, because like we've already done all that week. Yeah, I think we've already done everything.
I'm just working for another favor with
one quick question out. Just one quick question out of interest. How much do I know about what Teach did at S Technology? Because I would probably have spent quite a bit of time researching him before I first ran with him, because there was no record on him.
Do you ask him?
So no, I would not have asked him. I would have searched on the Matrix when we first ran together.
Tetris doesn't have social skills.
Yeah, I don't know how much you get. You would have to ask Clem on that.
Will Yuki be meeting with whoever the student is before the job, or?
Yeah, I think we would be. And Teach said he's coming along
with him, I
because
thought.
he's facing. God damn it! I didn't do anything all the last session.
Do you plan on going there?
I want to. Teach would make a point to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, Yuki wants to just get it out of the way. Like, whatever this is with her family, she wants to get it out of the way so she forget about it. Like.
But yeah, I guess Teach and Sparky go to see this individual.
Woot.
Okay, so before that, I suggest we take a short break. So.
Boo! Breaks are boring. No rest for the wicked. No rest for the wicked. No rest for the wicked.
Even though I haven't been speaking, I need to take a quick bathroom break, so...
No, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording here, hopefully. So yes, we're going to take a quick break here, and you'll be back with us in just a bit, because power of internet, it will be instantaneous for you all. So yeah, bye!